For Jamie Reed and James Hughes, it was a journey into the unknown. For days, they travelled through Iraq and Syria to reach the front line of the war against the terrorist group Islamic State. The ex-soldiers were warmly welcomed by under-resourced Kurdish forces. But even getting to the war zone was fraught with danger, knowing they would be prize targets for an organisation which has recently beheaded a spate of Western hostages.
The in-process, I'm not going to lie, is probably one of the most frightening sort of processes you can go through. Paranoia's through the roof because you get picked up by a guy who doesn't speak English. So straight away there's a language barrier. Then he takes you to a safe house for the night because it was dead. We landed pretty much in the middle of the night, didn't we?
3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning, so like, look, let's go and get some sleep at this safe house. When you get to the safe house, it's sort of dodgy looking. You think to yourself, I don't really like this. And then you'll get picked up in the morning. Then you start your journey through northern Iraq to the HQ. And then, you know, that in itself is like nearly a day's worth of journey. You know, at any one point, man, you're wondering, where's this guy taking us? He hasn't told us where he's taking us. Nobody's speaking English to us. You know what I mean? You've long gone beyond the point of any decent civilization, you know, in the Kurdish mountain regions, cruising around on back roads. Some of them are not even roads.
No.
And you're kind of thinking, at any one point there, is this the point where we get handed over? Is this the point where we've done something? You know, that thought is constantly running through your mind. Up until the point of where you get to the actual HQ itself, that's when you sort of think, actually, I mean, at least I'm in the right place, at least I'm in the right hands.
As of now, we go forward to the berm, we see what's at the berm, we observe from there, we see what's beyond the berm.
These are exclusive pictures that Jamie and James shot themselves, being shown for the first time. Here they're seen at a frontline base on their first day with Kurdish fighters. They are just 600 metres from IS positions. On arrival in Syria, Jamie and James joined a small group of Western non-Muslim volunteers, some without any military experience. We've been asked to blur their faces for security reasons. The group fought alongside the Kurds, driven by the desire to smash the brutality of Islamic State.
Myself and James sort of felt compelled in a way to do so. Couldn't justify sitting back here in the UK, watch IS pretty much do what they wanted. A lot of innocent people getting killed out there for no reason at all. And then the biggest question myself and James asked us was the beheading of people, putting someone on the hands and knees. You know what I mean? They're not soldiers, we're talking photographers. Alan Henning, aid worker, British. Putting him on his hands and knees, you cut his head off. You know what I mean? Can you really find any justification in sitting back here and doing nothing? I couldn't. Some people do want to go there. It's not just us. There's a lot of people that want to go there. There's a lot of people that want to help the Kurdish people. There's a lot of people who want to put an end to IS. I don't think we're that unique, in a sense. We're just one of these many people that happen to go there and actually do something about it.
Jamie and James soon settled into their 3-week embed with the Kurds.
You are like royalty. They will treat you. They'll feed you. They'll
Chai.
Everything. You know, they can't give you enough. Do you know what I mean? On the whole in process and everything like that. And throughout, you know, they're really hospitable and they're really glad that you're there and to help the cause.
I think one of the main things that they said to us on that initial in process, they says, you know, you come here on your own accord, you know, you're a free man. You can leave whenever you like. If you wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden decide that it's a mistake, you know, we'll make sure that you get back to Erbil safe. And that's that.
I reckon the only decent observation point would be them farm buildings, you know.
The first sort of day, me, myself and James rocked up. We were dead interested to know where the IS positions were. Obviously, just it's a massive thing to know where they are. Do you know what I mean? So, like, you know, we went out with one of the Kurdish lads and 2 of the Americans, and they were just showing us the IS positions that were in front of us. This is no man's land. This is a berm line. You know, nobody goes beyond this. They don't come beyond this. And straight away from that feel, it was like no man's land, a berm line. It's like World War I type feel about it, you know what I mean? And it was, a lot of it is just dead ground between us, between our PB and their PB is just dead ground and just a berm line. And that in its sense was like an eerie feeling, wasn't it? It was like, this is maybe it's not as We didn't go there thinking this was going to be a well-structured organisation. Everything was going to be as well planned as a Western military unit. But I mean, really, it was a World War I type setup.
A platform like that too. You want to go in at night at twilight?
Yeah, like early hours in the morning. Do you know,
you
just
go at twilight tonight.
no, like
Morning.
like
Twilight in the morning.
yeah, twilight in the morning. We get in, and we set up shop in there with a 6-man team. I've 2 men observation, a couple of lads drinking, smoking, chilling. Yeah.
This was life on the patrol base, trying to help the poorly organised Kurdish fighters. But even with their British Army training, the lack of Kurdish equipment made Jamie and James feel vulnerable to kidnap by Islamic State.
No night vision capabilities, no thermal capabilities, but you're expected to patrol out into no man's land, into this dead ground, and then just lie up on a bun line for the whole night, staring into pitch black, hoping that nobody else sees you first, because you can't. I'll tell you what, you can't see. Like I say, you can't see Andy in front of you. So that in itself was something that I think it slightly aggravated us, because we just didn't see the sense in it. It was like, yeah, I understand if where there's like an early warning system as such if they try and approach us, but we can't see them. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be able to see them unless they were 10 metres from you.
Friends who met on a bodyguard course, Jamie Reid and James Hughes, revealed they had made an astonishing suicide pact if they faced becoming hostages.
If at any one point we honestly, genuinely felt that, yeah, they're coming for us, but it's definitely over. If we had rounds on us, and our weapons on us, then the idea was you keep one for yourself. And
A lot of the boys do that still.
yeah, everybody out there is carrying around for themselves. Nobody wants to get captured at IS. Nobody wants to end up on YouTube getting their head cut off. Nobody wants that. So, for us, as harsh as it sounds, it's probably the better way to go.
And they made videos for their families in case the worst happened.
I just more or less said that, obviously, I love my family very much, and that in the event that they got this, then obviously the worst had happened, and that I want you to know that obviously I love yous, and that we went out sort of doing something that we love and that we really wanted to do, and don't sort of ever feel, I know it's hard, it's easy for me to say, but don't ever feel down, don't ever feel sorry for it, don't ever feel down for it. You know what I mean?
Don't love what you love doing.
Yeah, It was one of those things, it's something that we really wanted to do, and if we died doing it, then I suppose there's no better way to go, is there?
Just go. Yeah. Right. Hans, you're after him, go. Come on, Bucky, man, get a move on.
Help him!
But their last day with the Kurds turned out to be their worst. At one stage, they found themselves in an abandoned village in unknown territory, potentially rigged with explosives. By the end of the day, they feared their luck was running out.
Where are the other guys?
Follow me.
Are you joking me or what?
We knew that IS were in this area from the previous contact we had this morning. There'd been small arms exchanged all day, sort of harassing each other, I think. And there was just something about that night, wasn't there? There was something about that day and there was something about that night. It was pitch black, freezing cold again, but the mist was in, so that made things even worse. And we could still hear the small arms coming in, and they were wanting us to push out, and like 4 of us to go out to this place in the middle of nowhere, in no man's land. And it was just, it just felt like that was going to be the last night. Do you know what I mean? Altogether, like I just,
To send the whole day off, you just
yeah,
here we go.
Here we go. Do you know what I mean? And then we went out. The moment we stepped outside the PB, literally the moment we left the front gate, the rounds just started pinging about again, and I was like, there's something just not right about this, wasn't there? There was just that feeling, there was something just not right. And then that was the night our Haval, our friend, our Kurd, went down and all, and then we were left alone, and the lightning strikes, man, would light up the whole place. And I don't know, it just had a very eerie feeling.
Now back in the UK, Jamie and James have had to defend themselves against allegations they went to Syria as mercenaries.
There was no payment. no payments. You know, we sold everything we pretty much had to fund ourselves while we were out there, get our flights and ensure that we got home. I mean, we spent every last penny that we had.
Yeah.
And it's no joke, you know.
We'll come back to a lot of debt, let's put it that way, yeah.
And their support for the Kurds has cost the ex-soldiers dear in other ways. They now fear reprisals from IS supporters in the UK.
The counter-terrorism police have got our houses sort of red flagged in a sense of if any calls come out of there, if any calls come up pretty much out of that area, they'll be straight to our house. We've got panic alarms fitted in both our houses now.
Patrols purposely put out in case of said event would happen.
After new legislation to crack down on jihadist fighters returning from Iraq and Syria, some had questioned what would happen to the ex-soldiers on their return. They were not arrested.
We knew that there was a risk that we could be arrested on return. But
we'd done nothing wrong.
You know, you can't, to arrest somebody in what I personally feel was a humanitarian effort in a sense, you know. I mean, the Kurds are getting slaughtered piece by piece. IS are committing sheer brutality over there. And for the US, the UK and the coalition government to be supporting these groups, I mean, we go over there, we support this group. We're not, you know, we go over there, we join this group, we help. We're not doing it for any religious cause. We're not doing it for any ideology beliefs. You know, we have a zero tolerance for terrorism. That's it. That's myself and James's motto. Zero tolerance altogether for terrorism.